I'm your host, Nicholas Ganger, and thank you for joining me today here on the Conquering Hill podcast, Monday, April 29th. Anyway, you slice, I'm going to dice up for you. Another beautiful day. Looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day outside here in Massachusetts. Weather's starting to turn for now. It's always a great day to be alive. So, today, another day, another Monday, and it's time to start grinding and start your week on the right foot. I love Mondays because it's a reminder, beginning of the week, starting to work. You got to start working hard today, and it's back at it. I know some of you, maybe you don't enjoy the Monday, back at work after 2 days off. Maybe you had a rough weekend. Maybe, just you want your weekend to go a little bit longer. Those long weekends are always wonderful, but guess what? Monday, the is the best time to get started. Monday is the best time to start building that momentum. A little bit of a snowball effect. You do some great things today, accomplish some big tasks. Sometimes it's easier to start with the easier task, the easier job at hand while you go to work today. But sometimes it's also the best thing to do is attack the one that's the hardest, attack the thing that's going to require the most amount of time and discipline, and finish that project first. Because once you get that big job, big project out of the way, everything's going to come a little bit easier. So don't push that aside. Don't push that aside. Go right at it. Attack your biggest hurdle today, whatever that may be at your job. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you swinging by. Have a listen. Hopefully, I do provide a little bit of inspiration and motivation for you today. But like I always say, no matter what happens after this podcast, no matter what happens after you listen to your favorite motivational speaker, the voice will dissipate. Whatever they say to get you pumped up, or whatever I say that maybe get you moving, that is going to dissipate just a little bit. So you are the one that's going to have to keep pushing you forward. Everything going on in your life, I know it's pulling you and pushing you in different directions. I understand that it's the same thing with me and everyone else. It's always a battle between our ears. There's nothing that can stop us, though, besides ourselves. There's nothing that can stop us in our tracks besides ourselves. So it all comes down to how far we want to go in this life. How much can we push through in this life? Because there's going to be resistance at all times. There's going to be hurdles that we're going to have to go through at all times. There's going to have to be walls that we're going to have to break down at all times, obstacles coming from every direction that we're going to have to navigate through. That is called life. And it's a normal. It is completely normal. But being complacent is not what we want to do. Being content is not how we want to live. We need to keep growing, keep progressing, no matter at what point in life we are. If we have the ability to keep moving forward, then we must act on it. So Monday is a perfect example for you, for myself, to keep pushing forward, to attack the work week and keep grinding. Because the more we work today, the harder we work today, and the more we can accomplish today, the rest of the week is going to, it's just going to flow nicer. It's just going to be that much better. So I always enjoy the Manic Monday. I always enjoy the first day of the week. Not years ago, I did not. Years ago, I did not. Obviously, if you're a student and you're listening, Mondays always suck too because you go back to school today. However, I've learned that Mondays are a great way. It's a reminder to keep moving forward, much like the, the new year, much like a birthday. It's these are reminders, mental reminders that you gotta keep pushing forward. You gotta make changes. Sometimes you have more structure in your life. You gotta become more disciplined in your life. On Monday, for me, is a weekly reminder that we have to get going now. We're up against the clock, and I always work upon it. I always seem to work better up against the clock, especially whenever me and my family would always go down to Panama. We'd only have a couple months to get things done. 2 3 months to get something done, to build something. The project at hand. Um, It's always like, all right, gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. I'm up against the clock here. For me, that's always worked better. So there's no wasted time. There's no wasted steps. Working in the restaurant business, working in the kitchen, um, wasted steps is not something you want to do. Not something you want to do, right? Because you only have so much time to get that food out, right? To prepare and cook that food perfectly with quality and send it out. But the wasted steps along the way can ruin the whole thing. So it's all about utilizing our time. And Monday is the day to not waste our steps. It's not to waste our time, right? Because we're going in, we're clocking in, we're working for somebody else. And it's time to get going. It's time to utilize our time perfectly, perfectly to create the best outcome, to create the best output. So, what are you going to do today? How are you going to start grinding today? Right? I've already got a little bit of workout, got a little bit of meditation in. But I think I might circle back again later on and do a little more exercise. Sometimes it does feel good to get around two into the day because I do not want to be complacent. I do not want to waste any more time than I've already wasted in my life because I know I'm not getting any of that. I'm not getting any of that time back, and neither are you. So it's important to realize that we only have so much time on this earth, only so much time, and we're never going to get it back. Never going to get it back. So, Monday, 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 what are you going to do today to create the best week possible? How are you going to get your momentum rolling, right? So, it starts with you. Okay, I always say, it starts with you. So, no matter what's going on in the outside world, no matter how crazy this world is, and you think it's bringing you down, you think it's making a difference on how you live, right? Maybe some certain factors is true, right? Inflation is a real thing. Prices are going up everywhere. Gasoline prices have gone up. Your dollar doesn't go as far. So sometimes you got to start thinking strategically of how you're going to spend your money, how you're going to, I want to say save your money, but it's very difficult to save your money during these days, right? When prices are going up. So you have to be very selective in what you're going to purchase in the marketplace. You're going to be selective certain things. So that's why I also go back to some of our bad habits, some of our you know vices. When prices are going up, how much money are you gonna spend on cigarettes or beer or weed or drugs? Like maybe you have discretionary income to buy those things, but they're still self-destructive behaviors. However, but if you don't have that money and you're living paycheck to paycheck or you're in debt and you're still wasting money on things that don't serve you, you're just compounding the problem. So there's no reason to do that. So much like not wasting any steps in the kitchen, when you're working in a restaurant, you're not wasting any steps. What you're doing with the jobs at hand, you also don't want to waste your hard-earned dollars. You don't want to waste your time. This the waste is not just what we throw in the trash. You know, it's not just what we flush down the toilet. Wasting time, wasting money, wasting energy. Things that we waste will never get back. We'll never get back. So we gotta have to be very selective in how we're doing everything every single day, right? It's easy just to relax for a moment, and sometimes it's good just to sit down for a moment to take a deep breath. It does feel good to relax for a moment. Obviously, we do live in a rat race being in America. There's a rat race. When I'm in Panama and I compare it to being in the United States, yes, it's a rat race. You know, working in the restaurant business, it can seem like it's a rat race. But when I'm in Panama, I would argue I'm almost working harder when I'm in Panama at the hostel because there's so much more to do. Sometimes it seems because everywhere I look, be it working on the land, cleaning up after my kids, advertising, promoting the hostel, making sure the business is ready to rock at all times. There's never a moment that goes by where I don't feel like I could do something. So I don't hang out in a hammock and waste time. Very rarely I sit in a hammock to relax for a moment or two. But that's working on my dream when I'm out there. You know, when you're working on your dream, there's not enough time. There's not enough time because you want to be able to see it to fruition. You want to keep nurturing it and feeding it and watering it until it is blossoming and working on all cylinders. In the rat race here in America, you are working constantly, and the majority of the time, if you're not an entrepreneur, you are working with somebody else's dream. So you're working constantly for someone else, for a corporation, and you know 9 to 5 or whatever it may be. Maybe if you're lucky, it's 9 to 5, right? Maybe you're working 2 jobs. I've been there. I have done that. So you're always working your ass off, and you're just going around a wheel. Just going around a wheel, and it's sometimes hard to appreciate what you have around you because you're just so busy working, paying bills, and making sure your kids are at this sporting event or at this lesson or at school and making sure they're all ready to rock. It's a go, 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 go type of thing. And, we are supposed to move. We are supposed to work hard. We're supposed to grind. We're supposed to grow. We are supposed to create and enjoy this life at the same time. So it does serve us well to step back and to relax for a few moments, take a deep breath, right? And not feel the stress and pressures of making sure everything is okay, making sure everything is going exactly the way we want it because, things aren't always going to work out the way we want them to. Things are not going to always be exactly how we envision things. It just doesn't work. We have to mold it a certain way. We have to work. We have to come back and fix something and take out that screw, put a screw in a different spot. Hammer this nail on a different piece of wood. The analogies are endless. But no matter what we do, you gotta keep moving forward. The rat race is real, but your dreams are something that pull you, must be a magnet to happiness. So being the rat race, working with somebody else, it can be an empty feeling at times. Yeah, you want to take pride in your work. You want to take pride in what you're doing, and it can be a very fulfilling job because you are helping people. You are bringing, joy to people. But your dreams are for you. It's living your best life and chasing your dreams. That is for you. So never lose that urge to live and fight and work for yourself because in the end, when you look back on your life and you can look back and you can look in the mirror and every single day along the way and you can say, you know what, I'm doing this for myself because I deserve this. I deserve to work hard for myself. This is what I was meant to do on this life. This is the journey that I wanted. So no matter what happens when you're older, no matter what happens in the outside world, because we are here today, we could be gone today. There's nothing guaranteed. At least when the time comes, at least you will know that you did exactly what you wanted. You went for it. You took the chance. You took that risk to live your best life. not become complacent, not become content and with being average. You went for it, and that takes courage. And not every person has that courage to go for it. Failure and rejection can freeze people in their tracks. So just having the courage, just having that courage within yourself to actually go out and do the things you love for yourself and chase your dreams and goals for yourself takes takes a special person sometimes because they understand the risks. They understand the risk, but they understand that not trying and regretting the decision to just go with the flow and be in the comfort zone our whole life and not grow and take that chance. The bigger risk in that far exceeds the failure of of going for it and not reaching our end goal. So I want to thank you today for joining me. Hopefully, I do provide a little bit of inspiration for you. You can always find me Monday through Friday here on my Facebook and YouTube channel at Conquering Hill. I'll always catch the replay at Spotify and YouTube as well. So we're back at it on Monday here. I appreciate you swinging by, and I want you to keep grinding, keep working hard. Your work week is very important. We always got to make that money. We got to provide, and things aren't always easy, right? Things aren't always easy, but we got to keep moving. We can't give up. And no matter what happens, stay true to yourself, stay true to your dreams, stay true to your goals, and everything's going to be okay. I promise you. Take care.